Welcome to the launch of the first, thank goodness it's Friday, virtual blog. So why a virtual blog? Well, quite simply, we thought it would be a much better way to actually bring to you the news, what's happening around the province, some really interesting stories, some really good interviews with various people. And it'll be an opportunity as well that if you have a story to tell, or if you are doing some kind of fundraising activity, or you want to get other members involved, then just let us know, and then we can actually get you involved in doing an interview. The interviews are quite straightforward. You don't actually have to get out of your own house because we do them via Zoom. It is that simple. So what have we got for you this week? Well, we're going to launch them every Friday. That's the intention across the COVID shutdown period. And so today we got some news about a member, some of the really, really good work that he's doing. We got an interview with Stephen White, who's the Secretary of Union Lodge down in Margate, and followed up by an interview with Mark Bassant in relation to the 2025 festival. So we hope you find it interesting, and we want to build on this sort of week on week. So if you're interested, I will put the contact details at the end of this virtual blog, and I shall enjoy looking forward to hearing from you. So let's start with the news about a member who wishes to remain anonymous. He has recently retired, and having retired, he got a little bored, and so he decided to go off and do some voluntary work, which he did. The voluntary work soon turned into a full-time job, which was a little bit unexpected. But the money he has been earning on a monthly basis, he has decided to give it all to charity. The charities include, for example, the 2025 festival, and he has lined up quite a few charities that he wishes to support. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more news about sort of how that's going. And of course, all the money that he earns from this new job, he will be donating to these various charities. And that is absolutely excellent. And there are many people who are going to benefit from this money. And it will really make a difference to their lives. And I'm sure there's probably even more people across the province doing very, very similar things, and we would love to be able to hear from you. So let's continue with the interview with Stephen Wyatt from Union Lodge about some of the sterling work that he has been doing for raising money for charity and the work that he would like to do. I understand that you've been doing some fundraising down in sunny Margate for some charities. Would you care to tell us about what you've been up to?
Yes, I was lucky enough from a brother in Essex to be given a gavel, and he suggested that it might be something that I would want to use for fundraising. So I emailed my lodge members and the people within Group 8, the secretaries within Group 8, say I've got this gavel and it's my intention at our next virtual lodge evening to auction it. What I didn't expect was an immediate response from one of the brethren saying, I'll give you 50 quid for it. That was very quickly followed by another email saying, I don't want the gavel, but I'd like to make a donation. And it rolled on from there. I never expected to raise the sort of money that we raised, though I thought I might get £100 for it. If we were lucky, we might raise a couple of £100 in donations. But it just kept going. And over a period of 9 days, we raised £1,000, which was absolutely amazing. I've never thought we would raise that amount of money.
Well, I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. And it just goes to show the power of Freemasonry. And so what have you done with the money? And or what are you going to do with the money?
Part of the money, all the money's gone into our charity stewards account. Part of the money has already been used towards the Melza House to help the children and the staff there, because their fundraising has dried up and they're desperate for money. The rest of the money is going to sit in the charity stewards account for the time being, but we are looking to donate that towards other children's charities and worthy causes so that people benefit from the money. It's not just going to sit there waiting for somebody else to put in a bid for it. It's going to be actively used to make people's lives better.
I mean, that's absolutely brilliant, and you know, you're to be applauded for the work that you've done. And just in case you hear some funny noises in the background, I've got a cat that's trying to escape at the moment, and so bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to let him out. And so I understand as well that as a result of what you've done and, you know, what you've discovered, that you're thinking about a new initiative. And would you like to tell us what your thoughts are?
Yes, the gavel at lodge level, for want of a better word, was so successful. I've now had the opportunity to get a Masonic mall, and it's my intention to auction that at provincial level, using the various means of media that we have available to us, in the hopes to raise some money to go towards the 2025 festival and also the Cornwallis Charitable Fund, so that money could then be put again to immediate use and to help people have a better life.
Well, that absolutely sounds brilliant, and I think it's probably very, very doable. So at some point, are you intending to release some details out to everybody?
Yes, yeah, I've got to do some work around the logistics of it, and obviously I've got to speak to the executive at Province in more detail. But I'm hoping to release it this month, and I'm hoping that it will run for 2 or 3 months so that we've got plenty of time for every brother to get an opportunity to bid or donate towards it. And at the end of the process, we will try to make some sort of arrangement for the brethren who have been successful in obtaining it to receive it in a proper manner.
Brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Stephen. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And it's due to the work of people like yourself who are leading the way in fundraising and continue to do so. So thank you ever so much. And we look forward to hearing all the news about how we can actually bid for the mall. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, brethren and companions, I'm sure you will agree with me that actually the work that Stephen's been doing has been absolutely brilliant and an example for us all. And hopefully you will be able to support him in a province-wide auction for the Heavy Mall. We will be releasing details a little bit later on in the next week or two via Sending Blue. So as I say, we hope that everybody can actually support him in his endeavours. So it's time now to listen to the interview with Mark Bassant to hear what he's got to say about the 2025 festival. Mark, hello. As an Assistant Provincial Grand Master with a portfolio of the 2025 festival, it'd be just nice to catch up and with everybody, so just to find out where we are. So Mark, over to you.
Hi Richard, nice to see you, and hello brethren. Well, where I am, I'm in my office at the moment, but I suppose you don't mean that. Where are we with the festival? Everything was going well. We started off in 2019, then March 2020. None of us expected that, but COVID hit. And we then put focuses on helping our communities and the brethren within the province, and under all the brethren under United Grand Lodge of England. We're now focusing on the festival again, brethren. You will or have recently received a letter from me talking about the festival, but I think it's important for me just to explain to you what's happened in the last year. With what we call the Regional Coordination Group, which comprises of 4 provinces, which is East and West Kent, Surrey and Sussex. Over £100,000 has been donated in your name, brethren, with face shields, tablets going to hospital, enabling patients to communicate with each other, which has been especially important, as we've heard that people haven't been able to communicate with their families, and it may be the only available option or the last option for them to communicate. We've given money with the help of the Cornwallis East Kent Freemasons charity to food banks. Some £54,000 went to 49 different charities within the province. We've done domestic abuse, young carers abuse. So a lot of work has been done with funds that you are donating today to the festival and being used tomorrow. So what I effect by that, we call it a revolving door. When you give us the money today, the money's not stored up until 2025. It's actually used straight away. And what I've just given you some examples of are the things that's been done in the last sort of 12 months. And Richard and brethren, there's even more to that. And let me tell you now, in the last 12 months alone, the Masonic Charitable Foundation have helped 138 Freemasons and their families with grants totaling £456,395. And we'll shortly be sending you the impact report. I can break this down at such as £247,000 went to daily living costs, 122,000 to support care and the well-being of brethren, and 87,000 for education support in young people. And that covers a wide and broad aspect of what we've been doing within Freemasonry. But I think not only the important message, a festival term is 11 years, but we're only in festival in the 5 years. So we pledged to give 3.5 million. But what we get back from the province what we get back from the Masonic Charitable Foundation over the 11 years is 6.5 million. So you always see that we're receiving more than we give, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. Mark, you mentioned that 138 brethren received financial help. And I take it that's 138 brethren just in the Masonic province of East Kent.
It is exactly that, 138 brethren. And for those three reasons, and we will send details of how that's broken down further, but it's amazing. You know, brethren, when we think about giving, you know, we do the envelopes, we do a regular donation, we put money in the charity. But every time we think about it, you've got to think one day that could be you. That could be you requiring that money. You could be one of the 138 people that's needed assistance in the last 12 months. And even today, I've looked on the Facebook site as a chap that's needed help as he's going through a cancer treatment, needed help with it, just traveling there and daily living costs. An application was made to the Masonic Charitable Foundation, and it's advertised that they've assisted him. So it is vitally important that any of our members need assistance. It's there via the almoners route to go and get that, and that will in turn go to the Masonic Charitable Foundation. In turn, you, brethren, are helping fund that via the festival system.
Yeah, Mark, I mean, obviously through the comms side, we've publicised many good stories about the fantastic help that both the MCF and obviously us in East Kent have given to our local communities and also to individuals who are in need. And these stories, I find them, you know, even as head of comms, to be actually really heartwarming. And to see the difference that we can make to people's lives, I think it's just absolutely breathtaking. So,
Richard, sorry to cut across you, but do you know one thing? I know this isn't related to the province, but it reminds me of something that's dear to our hearts. Is Captain Sir Tom Moore? What he done? What he just wanted to make a difference of raising £1,000 initially, and how he touched people's hearts. Now, without his effort initially, nothing could be done. What's been achieved, £30-odd million raised plus gift aid. Brethren, we're in the same situation. We need your help to keep doing what we're doing with the Masonic Charitable Foundation.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic, Mark. Now, obviously, with the impact of COVID, the effort in relation to the 2025 has slowed down a little bit. But of course, now I understand that you're now looking to just sort of step it back up again. and the fact that you've actually got a lot of good things planned in the pipeline. Is there anything that you're able to tell us at the moment?
Well, I did want to get all the APGMs up in an aeroplane this year, but 2 of them declined to do that. But in seriousness, brethren, we've got a lot planned. I don't want to give too much away yet, but one of them involves a raffle for a car that you can be involved in, and a lot of online events that we're planning for this year, going right up until September. We're still planning for the face-to-face events, but I think we have to be realistic. We're also going to be telling you about the festival again, the importance of it, the impact reports we're going to give you, and more importantly, from our point of view and yours, how we can support the Masonic Charitable Foundation to continue the work that they do on our behalf. I think we've got to remember it is still our charity and they are doing it on our behalf. And with that, you'll see that with the 2025 festival website, we have QR codes. Now, Richard, if you can bring your background up in a moment and point to the QR codes, and brethren, when you see a QR code, scan it, it will take you to the donate button. Go onto the provincial website or go onto the festival website and you can do a one-off donation, regular donation. You can send a check, you can make a telephone call, contact Peter Rhodes, Provincial Grand Charity Steward, and to talk about how you want to give the money, and even contact me and we'll be happy to talk to you about it. Or even if you've got a friend in need, a fellow Mason or another charity in need, speak to us. We can put you in contact with the people that can help you.
So, Mark, I know we've had many discussions about simplifying the ways that our members can actually make a regular donation or indeed a single donation. And look, obviously looking at my background, we just slightly to the right or left of me, depending on which way you're looking, we've got the QR code. And if you scan that with your mobile phone, that will take you actually directly to a page that looks identical actually on the MCF website. And if you click on either single donation or regular donation, it is very, very simple to be able to actually make those donations. And it couldn't actually be any simpler. And so obviously trying to make it that simple, it can only be good. So is there anything else, Mark, that you're able to tell us about the festival?
Yeah, thanks, Richard. Brethren, we're going to shortly be sending you details of digital donations. So it's not just the QR codes, it's not just pushing buttons, but there's going to be a lot of easier ways to give your money. Remember, brethren, phone us and ask questions. If you want to know what's happened with your money, and remember what I said, what you give today is used tomorrow. That's important to know. But just phone and ask the questions. We're happy to answer them. Put questions on Facebook. Sometimes we come back to you directly with an answer if it's relating to individuals, or we just feed the information onto the social media sites and the websites as well. But Richard, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, and brethren, that we should be proud of what we do as Freemasons. Each day, I'm very proud, and I will shout from the rooftops that I'm a Freemason. And I look at what we do in this province and what the Masonic Charitable Foundation does on our behalf. And it just makes me immensely proud of the amount of people that we help, not just ourselves, but other charities, other individuals, UK and worldwide as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. And of course, the money donated, it's not about the money, really about the money that's donated. It's actually the impact that it'll actually have on people's lives. And throughout this year, I've been very sort of, I suppose, grateful to be able to see firsthand very much how it has actually changed people's lives. And that is really very, very gratifying to know that we can actually together have that impact. Mark, thank you ever so much for joining us this evening. And thank you very much for your input. I dare say we will be talking to you again, and we will be looking forward to all the publications coming out in the near future.
Thank you, Richard. And brethren, just remember, the Masonic Charitable Foundation is your charity, and together we can change lives.
Right. So, brethren and companions, that's it for this Friday. We hope that you found it interesting. and we've got many good interviews lined up for the future. But don't forget, if you want to get involved and to be interviewed and broadcast your story, whether it's charity or whether it's about sort of activity that's going on, whether you want to put an appeal out to the Bread and the Companions, please let us know on the following contact details. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.